Hello everyone, I'm the Stuttering Gamer. Welcome back. This past weekend on May 24th, 25th, and 26th, Canada's largest anime convention, Anime North, took place in Toronto, Ontario. My friends, the Obsessive Gamer and Nyghtwynd, were there. We hosted a gaming general discussion panel at the Delta Hotel, and it was the very first time that I had ever participated in a panel. My friend, the Obsessive Gamer, he's been on a couple of panels before, and he invited me along, as well as Nyghtwynd, to support him and be co-host for his video gaming general panel. So we recorded the entire event, and it was a very interesting experience, to say the least, but I'll let the footage speak for itself. So sit back, relax, get comfortable, and please enjoy.
Hello everyone, thank you very much for coming to the Video Game General panel. We run this at some other cons. I see a full room, which I'm pretty good about. I'm Sasha, the Obsessive Gamer. As you can see there, that's my link if you want to check that out. This is, introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Chris, the Stuttering Gamer. I go by that on YouTube.
Yep.
I'm Charles on YouTube as well. I'm Nyghtwynd.
Yep. So with this panel, where it's a general discussion on video games and what's going on currently with the topics of gaming, as we know what we're coming up, such as E3, which we'll get to in a moment. And this is a audience participation kind of panel. So you could raise your hand to bring up a topic, have a reply, anything that goes forward. It's perfectly open, or you don't have to. Just listen. It's up to you what you want to do there. So right now we'll start off with the topics of E3 that's coming up just in very shortly, actually in early June. So right now we know Sony is not going to be participating, so this is more of a Microsoft Nintendo show coming up, with some Sony stuff like Final Fantasy VII being shown off there. So right now I want to ask everyone who is watching E3. Put your hands up. Okay, so yeah,
Almost everybody.
Okay, all right, and who is not watching it because Sony's not there? Just to raise your hands if there's anyone like that. I'll have to cough for that.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. Okay. So okay, that's good. So I want to ask. So we'll go through what topics of E3 you guys want to see right now coming up. Why don't you throw up a topic?
What about next-gen gaming?
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Yeah, so as we know, we're not 100% sure if a actual next-gen console is being shown. Maybe we'll get the PS5 or Xbox 2, or...
We'll probably hear some details, like some early details, at least, like from Microsoft, I would imagine.
I think it might be too soon for a Switch Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wouldn't expect that, no.
Yeah.
Maybe only portable Switch. I've heard rumors of that, but...
Yeah, but yeah, this is what we're expecting to see. This is some of the things we could see, potentially, considering Sony has already said that PS4 is going to have 8K, ray tracing and all that jazz, along with backwards compatibility. So we know there's... Huh?
PS5.
PS5, I'm sorry. Yeah, long day. Very long day without this rain, too. And this... Yeah, the PS5. We're definitely not getting another PS4, hopefully. Yeah. Your hand?
Yes.
Does that mean the PS5 is going to have NVIDIA's RTX tech on it?
Potentially, yes. Considering ray tracing is involved as well. Considering it's 8K, it's going to have to be a beast of a machine in this case. And well, they haven't even perfected 4K on current consoles.
And don't forget the solid state hard drive that they're going to use.
Right, a solid state hard drive has been announced now too with it. Yeah, but that's the concerning thing right now. We have a console that looks like it's going to be somewhat expensive as such.
Well, they don't mean native 8K, right? They just mean like up-resing to 8K probably?
Potentially.
They haven't really specified yet to that.
Yeah,
so.
they haven't been completely clear. Yeah.
Imagine at least native 4K, maybe with the 8K upscale, but we'll have to wait until closer to the full announcement. Instead of these little bits and pieces we've been getting fed at the moment.
Yeah, but at the same time, because something like ray tracing, if it is natively involved, 8K could be possible, but at the same time, the biggest problem is 8K is horrendously expensive. Hey, I see you again. Remember you from the last panel.
No one forgets me once they see me once. Anyway, I'm actually kind of surprised the PS4 never had support for 1440p output, because that's a cheaper monitor than a 4K. It's significantly better than 1080p, but the system can only output either 1080p or 4K. It cannot do any in-betweens.
Yeah.
I always thought that was a waste.
Yeah, you think they would, considering all the little stuff they do actually go for.
Yeah.
But yeah, with the PS4 though, I mean, it was better. I would say it was better handled than the PS3 was in many different ways. Yeah, because the PS3 is not backwards compatible simply for the fact that its architecture was a disaster in the first place.
And they did later subsequently add in support for HDR. Right? Like there was that. Like it's not the same as 1440p, but did help a little bit.
Yeah. The thing is, my expectations for next generation was it'll be native 4K gaming in general, because 4K looks like it's going to be the next jump up, considering we've perfected 1080 this generation, while last generation we had upscaled to 1080 and 720 was native. Yeah, but right now it looks like they're going to be jumping 2 steps above, higher than it should be.
I apologize for hitting on what might be a potentially sensitive issue, but how does the future of consoles compare to the future of PC?
It's not a sensitive topic.
That's a good question.
How dare you?
Yes, anyways. Seriously, how would you say new gen consoles compare to new gen PC?
The thing is, I think if the PS4 really is going to have native 8K, ray tracing, all that, they're, I think, trying to hit more higher end PCs. No, I'm still not expecting the RAM to hit the like 64 gigs of RAM or anything like that. Maybe 32, but they're trying to go for, I think, more the PC markets type of specs based on that. I mean, that actually goes beyond my PC at that point. Right now, it stands higher than the current gen, but this goes way beyond what it can currently do.
Yes.
At that point, do you think that they would be more so gearing themselves towards just the game exclusives? Like if the PS5 is basically going to be like at least a medium high tier gaming computer, and I mean specs wise, not pricing wise.
Yeah.
Then at that point, some people, why would they jump from PC to console, or even the other way around? Like if people are used to having a console, right? For them, you know what I mean? Like, do you feel like at that point it's just going to be, well, maybe somebody wants a specific game and it isn't going to be released multi-platform, and they maybe, well, maybe I'll get a PS5 even if it costs like $1,700 because I really, really, really want to play that game. But other than that, do you think there's really going to be like a much of a difference? You know what I mean?
Compared to PC gaming, you mean?
No, compared to this generation.
No. Yeah, but to specify, each generation, if you look at just look at the screen and see what's there. If you notice, the graphics actually go less and don't look as much of a jump each generation for going forward. From like PS2 to PS3 was great, PS1 to PS2 was incredible, but PS3 to PS4, you hardly started seeing a difference at that point. It looked better, it looked sharper, 1080p doesn't look nice, but PS4 to PS5, I'm not expecting much. I think this is one of the reasons why Sony is actually trying to brand out 8K, ray tracing, all that stuff, just to show, hey, look, we're going for the next big resolution.
Your hand?
That also brings up a good question. If they're trying to go for the medium to high-end PC market, and we're going to have another situation where it's going to be like $599 US and completely have a PS3 all over again.
I'm thinking that's going to be the case.
From what I've heard, it's supposed to be $499 US. So it's already
Rumor, by the way.
Yeah, it's only a rumor, but
Yeah,
it seems likely, especially they'll want to probably sell it at a little bit of a loss initially.
Yeah, but at the same time, I have faults with that rumor because the fact that there's a thing I've noticed with a trend with Sony. Whenever they do really well, they get cocky, and feels like Sony's getting cocky again with what they're trying to do. So they did PS2 quality of sales, I would say, with the PS4. So they could be going for the more PS3-esque glory again, where they announced $599 US, and yeah, then the Xbox 2 comes out. That kind of just outdoes it for a while there. Yeah?
I don't really understand. Why would they go for 8K if 8K monitors are like nowhere near commercially accessible?
Okay, so
The cheapest 8K TV would be like $5,000, no?
You're definitely underwhelming that. That's much higher actually.
I think I saw it's like 7,000,
Yeah.
and that was a Sony brand one. But I think they're trying to future-proof the system for when 8K TVs do become more widely available. The system will be there for those who want to play in 8K and can now afford it.
Yeah.
It's
Now,
sort of like what Google is trying to do with their Stadia platform. Like, they were boasting that that will be able to do 8K when not too much, like not at launch, but like in the near future. Their infrastructure will be able to support that.
it's not bad if they could just upscale everything, since it's a streaming platform too. But I have my other issues with Stadia.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I work in film, and I can say right now, 4K is not yet the standard. We see it TVs heavily. That's all you pretty much can find nowadays.
Yeah.
But almost nothing is broadcasted in 4K still.
Even my aunt has a 4K TV, and she's 93, and I don't.
Wow, same.
Because her current TV died, so she needed a new one.
Yeah, babe, that's the thing. 8K is jumping way ahead as such. So I say perfect your 4K, then go for the next batch. Yeah?
With regards to real-time ray trace technology, how high do you think, what kind of barrier would you think this would apply on indie developers? I ask this because the real-time ray tracing technology, assuming it's RTX from NVIDIA, at present, all the current products that are making use of RTX technologies are done in direct collaboration with engineers from NVIDIA, and NVIDIA has not released an SDK for RTX, meaning that if you're an indie dev, you can't really work with it because you have to be big enough for NVIDIA to care about you, and there's no SDK, so you can't do it without their help.
I can't imagine this being the cell processor all over again, the PS3. For those of you who don't know, the cell processor was horrendously hard to work with game developers. It could be that all over again for all we know. Again, Sony being cocky if it's really true. And?
But to kind of answer his question, do you think if the PlayStation 4 is going to have a ray tracing built into it, you think
PS5. I think PS4 would explode at that point.
Longer.
you think they'll send out dev kits that will help out with that system, or no?
The thing is, I assume that the PS5 is using RTX technology. The RTX technology is controlled by NVIDIA, and NVIDIA, that means it's on NVIDIA to release an SDK because Sony has no access to how an RTX or Turing chip, which is what they're called internally, work. So that means even if you do get a PS5 dev kit, unless NVIDIA has released the RTX SDK, you cannot do anything with the RTX features because Sony's dev kit will let you play with the PlayStation part, but Sony knows nothing about how the RTX chip works.
Okay, just one more question before we move to the next topic.
I'm just thinking, like, we're often comparing PS3 with what we're thinking is what the PS5 is going to be there. So, like, when the PS3 first came out, the cellular processor and all that there, it was hard for devs to work with it and all that there. But as time went on, they were able to actually be efficient with it and make games that had that looked pretty good for the most part. So, if say with the situation of a hypothetical PS5 where it's again hard to work with, would that time be shortened because of advancements in technology?
Potentially, considering, I mean, it's natural for developers to learn the console over time. N64 was another console that was hard to develop for, but by the end of it, they were able to shrink down games like Resident Evil 2, which was considered a huge feat, onto that one little cartridge, which were two PS1 discs at one point, actually. So yeah, maybe over time they start learning, and maybe a better technology will come out that will help the developer even learn to use it.
I would hope that Sony learned their lesson from the PS3, and the PS5 is more or less a step up from the current architecture of the PS4, so the dev kits wouldn't be too much different, just a little bit. If you wanted to do this kind of thing, you have the option. So maybe the ray tracing will be a mandatory optionality, but I mean, if they maybe they have been listening to Sony, we don't know yet. It's all hypotheticals at this point.
So we're going to move on to just continuing on the topics here with E3. So right now, the other personality at E3, of course, being, well, Sony's not really a personality at E3, but next generation might be in general. So yeah, we have Microsoft with Xbox 2 potentially, but we don't know if that's even going to be announced there or not. So in this case, there's of course the Nintendo announcements that may come up as well. Right now, does anyone have any expectations of what Nintendo might have? Put your hand up.
Honestly, people keep talking about a portable-only Switch. I think the most they will do is something like that, but I can't see them not having TV out whatsoever. I can imagine it being the size of a Vita and you not being able to take the controllers off of it, and you have to have a Pro controller, but I don't see a technical reason to not have a TV out, just something I thought I'd throw out there.
Yeah. Okay. I think you wanted to talk. Okay. I can imagine that it'll have a TV. It's kind of like the way the PSP had it.
I was just thinking, yeah, the PSP, yeah.
Yeah, where you just plug it from the top and plug it in the TV. Resolution might. I'm guessing it'll be the full 1080 experience in that sense of just output the TV. It's just you won't be able to dock it on anywhere. You just play it straight on there, straight to the TV. No Pro controller unless you put it to the side and link that up. That's what I'm guessing would be if they did that. And
I'd say like I'd want to see, like, even though it might be unlikely, just some information on Prime 4.
sorry.
Metroid Prime 4.
Metroid Prime 4.
And it might be unlikely because they have to scrap everything and start again.
I would
personally wouldn't expect to see Metroid Prime 4 at all.
Yeah, with the restart of development, it might be too soon. If we're lucky, you might get some kind of key visual.
I can imagine we might get. If any of you remember, there was a Nintendo Direct where they showed off like them working on like, I think it was Bayonetta 3 just in the background. No, Bayonetta 2 way back. They were working on, and they were just showing people at Platinum Studios working on everything. They probably might show something like that to show this game is being worked on. Do not worry, it's not canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bayonetta 3?
I've heard Hideki Kamiya of Platinum Studios say there's some news supposed to come out this upcoming week. We'll even see if it's coming up, knowing them. Hopefully at E3.
2 games.
Yep.
And more information about the Link's Awakening remake and Animal Crossing for the Switch.
Animal Crossing, oh boy, do I hear that from everyone who wants?
Yeah, probably some Animal Crossing news.
Yeah, I expect Zelda because it's Zelda. We're gonna probably hear. I'm hoping we'll hear something about another Zelda game. There has been a huge theory about that Monolith Soft is working apparently on a Zelda game of some sorts, based on some concept art there. They've been released before that shows the Triforce and whatever, and their development. And their hiring process at the moment. So yeah.
Like personally, I'm waiting for some more news on Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Yeah, the game that is getting cucked for Persona 5R, and the Scramble, and yeah. Thank you, Atlas.
I mean, we'll probably see some of those as well at D3.
Yeah.
But
I honestly just want to know more about the new Pokemon game so I can decide which one to buy.
I think we'll probably hear about that especially. We'll probably have a whole 10 minutes on that if anything.
Well, I've been waiting for Nintendo Direct. I don't think there's been one since, is it February?
No, there was one for Mario Maker 2 just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Was that a real Nintendo Direct?
Yeah, it
it
was.
was a Mario Maker Direct.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, not the
well,
general
it's,
Broadway.
well, yeah. I mean, it's called a Nintendo Direct.
On their website, they have a link to basically download the invite, so you get reminded when there's a Nintendo Direct, and it just will not work for me.
Oh man.
So I feel like I'm out of the loop.
Yeah, we haven't had one, but they always have one for E3. They did announce E3 plans already, so we're definitely getting one.
Yeah, so unless you're not interested in Mario Maker 2, you didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting, but I'm not interested in purchasing it.
Fair enough.
I like it for the levels that are actually being made by Nintendo, considering they're actually Nintendo made 2D levels at their peak, considering they look actually kind of hard for a change.
Although the sequel is looking a lot more impressive than the first game.
Definitely, the story mode looks great.
Yeah, and the co-op I think looks awesome too, like local and online, and a 4-player co-op as well. Yeah, that looks cool.
Fire Emblem.
Oh right, 3 Houses. I mean, it's coming out literally the month after. Yeah.
July.
Yeah, I can imagine they're probably gonna throw one more trailer at us for it.
Very likely just a trailer, just like, hey, buy now, pre-order now. It's coming out next month.
Yeah, the collector's is gone, but you still pre-order, please. Yeah, in which case, well, hopefully, but I doubt we'll see anything much, considering they just restarted development a few months ago with Retro Studios.
Yeah.
I expect next year we'll see something out of it. Or, who knows, Nintendo Directs happen all the time.
Yeah.
Now I know we're probably a long way from it, but Resident Evil 3 Remake.
Oh god, this will be more broad, but yes, I'm hoping that happens. I know they said that if there's enough if enough fans say they want it, they will make it.
So if you want it, definitely tweet out to Capcom asking for it.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 2 made a lot of money to Resident Evil 3.
It's the most logical thing to do.
Yeah, it is sold very well.
Yeah.
Color vein.
Oh yeah, that keeps getting like shafted like every time. It's like a couple months. No, we're delaying it.
Not that I think this would ever happen, but if the first 3 of Golden Sun games get ported to the Switch, I will be so happy.
That would be nice. I mean, if we get a proper virtual console, but, you know, that's not happening, clearly.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say my one... Sorry, you said you busted my thing. One thing that's never going to happen, I'm going to be wishing every year. F-Zero, please.
Yes. Yes, I agree.
F-Zero Switch X, let's go.
It would be the best news to come out of E3 if they announced it.
Yeah,
Down.
32-player online, let's just do it.
Yeah,
Let's just do it. 32-player online.
it's been
full
far
1080p.
too long.
One
The
more
DLC in Mario Kart is not enough of a substitute.
Yeah, I just think Nintendo's jealous of Sega and they don't want to give it to them. That's literally it. Because Sega outdid Nintendo
They did. They really
severely
did.
with that game.
They really did.
Even the music in Smash for F-Zero was better than what Nintendo produced in there.
Yeah, I think one more.
Regarding Pokemon Sword and Shield, I remember the E3 before Sun and Moon's release. They spent like almost the whole treehouse, like the after Nintendo.
Yeah, treehouse.
Pretty much going over the game. Like they spent a couple hours on it, I think. So I'm wondering if Sword and Shield is ready for that moment where the treehouse just pretty much goes through like the first hour of the game or something like that, which can be both a positive and a negative to some people.
Probably just because it's coming out at the end of the year. So it's probably happening. I expect at least...
Didn't they start doing the localization months ago?
Probably because this trailer was in English, full English there.
And it's due out at the end of this year, I believe.
Yeah, they're doing a global release
Yeah.
again, as per usual.
Which is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
But yeah, but basically that's some things we're looking forward to at E3, as we know. But the one I think a lot of people are looking forward to is Final Fantasy VII Remake. So who's excited for that? Before I move on. All right, good, very good chunk
decent
actually.
amount,
I was kind of expecting only half there, but it's Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm not surprised.
Maybe if it was turn-based.
Yeah, I actually don't mind that it's real time, mostly because of the fact that I think the original it would still be playable in the sense that the original won't just be shafted for a better version. You can go back and play the original and this. You have 2 different versions to play from. I'm personally hoping for a D-make that will have a kind of like the way we had the pocket edition of Final Fantasy 15, but be turn-based in this case.
Right, and then you'd make everyone happy.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, I'm still not happy that's still episodic, so I'll be waiting for complete disc release for that.
Yeah, we don't know how many parts, but so far the rumors are saying that we might have it in 2 parts actually. The most recent rumors. 2 sources have come out and been saying that.
3 sources have said it's episodic.
Yeah, I mean, well, they themselves said it's episodic, but it's gonna be in 2 episodes is the latest thing. In which case, it ends right at when Eris dies. Sorry, spoilers.
It's been 22 years.
I know. I love saying that. I love doing that every time. I send the Smash Bros line even.
Oh, yeah, true Smash.
Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, probably will end there, and just the other half goes to the end of the game. But I expect these to be expanded severely to all feel like actual full games in this case. I expect that E3 we're probably going to see Tifa shown. I don't think any more characters. Whether the debates about her how she looks is going to be settled, then we'll see. I expect not, personally. But but personally, before we move on from that topic, what is anyone expecting for Final Fantasy VII Remake here? Anyone have any comments on it?
That some of the scenes in the game will not have aged well. There was some weird racial stuff with Barrett. There's some weird cross-dressing scene with Cloud and this.
Cross-dressing is confirmed, by the way.
Yeah. Given that was 20 years ago, and now it's like, I don't know if I want to see that in full HD high.
What, you don't want to see you don't want to see Pretty Boy Cloud in drags? Yeah, going to the Honeybee Inn surrounded by burly men in a hot tub with that.
Great in HD.
Yeah.
It was weird then, so they didn't even weird.
If they could make it even weirder, that'd be great.
I mean,
just go full in.
The best part will be if Cloud looks more attractive than both Tifa and Eris in that scene.
I'm just wondering what the rating will be. I'm assuming it's gonna be T, but like again, like for teen, like but I'm assuming that just because the old game was, but like those scenes are pretty questionable, honestly, in the teen game. Like looking back 22 years, I don't know if they would get away with the same stuff now. Is that what do you guys think?
The things that could push the teen is one, if they keep all the swearing, which I doubt will happen. Two, how much blood they will keep, because the original was kind of like bloody all over the place. You saw whole trails of blood sometimes. Like saw a sword right through the Shinra president's body. For one, I doubt we'll see that in full detail. If we do, well, that could push the M rating, because that's a straight up decapitation. But we are probably not going to see that because they probably will want to keep it at a teen rating. The only Final Fantasy that was actually M rated was Type 0, and well, there's no way to switch that around actually. I doubt they will actually go for M rating just because they want to keep a wide audience of new and old fans going forward. Yeah, so some things will probably be toned down just for content of pushing it to M rating. But the Honeybee Inn is what I'm actually questioning how far that will actually push in this case, considering that's a brothel in this case. Yeah. So any more comments, questions about Final Fantasy VII Remake here before we move on?
Please have some of the mini games more responsive.
Yes. Snowboarding was kind of bad.
Dear God. One of the rumors have stated that the mini games within the Golden Saucer is gonna they're gonna get new games for it as the game progresses, so you keep returning and playing new games actually, so they won't just all throw it at you. So I'm hoping there's just gonna be new and old games in this too, like the G-Bike better return for one. That was like the best thing in there.
What about the Condor Tower?
Oh yeah, the RTS thing at the Fort Condor. Yeah,
I always hated that. Just saying.
I enjoyed it. It was easy.
No, it just pissed me off just the way it was handled. There was stuff I didn't like about it. I imagine that'll return. I'm thinking they'll streamline it a bit more, just because, I don't know, they'll streamline it probably, I'm guessing, a bit more. I remember it required a little bit of a learning curve. It's been a little while since I played that part. I had to remind me what it was, for one. Yeah. So I think we'll move on for Final Fantasy VII here. Is there any other games you guys are particularly looking forward to at E3?
Relation to Square Enix, Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC.
Right, there's DLC coming out for this game. The final mix, as I like to call it. Probably.
Yeah, there's some premium DLC. Yeah, there's like critical mode and some. I think so. The re-something DLC, I can't remember the name, is going to be paid DLC.
Yeah, I imagine this will eventually be packed in as and be called the final mix with the actual Kingdom Hearts 3, because they like to do that.
At least it's being offered as DLC for people who already have the game and not forcing everybody to buy a second copy.
Persona 5R.
He just said that was going to mention, actually.
Yeah, Persona 5R. We'll probably see a whole thing on it. Probably, well, Actually, I don't know. I don't know if we are gonna, because Atlas actually doesn't have a panel. I mean, a presentation going forward there. Hmm.
Soundbomb was just a month ago.
Yeah, but yeah, they don't have their own E3, and Sony isn't actually having their thing. They might throw a trailer up at the same time, but I expect Tokyo Game Show will be where we're actually going to see real information.
Very likely.
Yeah, because that's coming out when in Japan again?
September? It's in September.
Yeah, September.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe not even Tokyo Game Show. Before that, we'll probably hear something about it. I doubt we'll see much of Persona 5 R at E3. Maybe one trailer. Atlas will throw up, I imagine.
Yeah. I think one of the more things that I'm going to be interested in E3 is seeing what Microsoft is going to be doing because of all the exclusive companies that they were purchasing the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, they've been busy.
Like last E3, it's like, we've acquired this studio, we've acquired that studio.
Yeah.
This year would be the great time to show off what those teams have been working on.
If they are, say, showing off the Xbox 2, sorry for quotations repeatedly, but yeah, it'd be the great time just showing, here's Xbox 2, and here's all these games these developers we bought a few years ago have been working on. Just show it, or go rapid fire on it. Don't show anything that will screw up their thing like they did last time with DRM, and they could actually be in a good position for next generation.
What about maybe like a demonstration of Project xCloud?
Remind me what that was?
That's their streaming service.
Right.
Because like everyone's getting into streaming now, so.
I think that's gonna piss off people, but
Project
yeah.
xCloud and Stadia and PlayStation Now, of course, has like been around for years.
Does Google actually have a presentation with their Stadia there?
Well, they did a couple months ago.
Oh, no, I mean one at E3.
I haven't heard of it on E3.
No, Google is not presenting at E3, but
okay.
But I'm just like I'm lumping all the streaming services in together.
Either Microsoft will have it and maybe show it off for maybe 10 minutes or so, or they'll save it for, or their gym will show it because they have no competition there to show it at. And it's mostly going to be hardcore gamers watching E3 anyways, because a casual gamer who's going to be into streaming will not be so much into that. Your hand?
I'm pretty sure they announced that Microsoft and PlayStation were working together on streaming services.
Yeah, on the
yes.
streaming service, yeah.
Yeah.
That's an interesting thing. Like,
Yeah.
hopefully it will improve PSN's netcode because games download pretty slowly at that.
Dear God, even my speed too.
One thing I want to see from Microsoft, more info about the Master Chief Collection on PC.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Also, Gears Collection. I want the Gears Collection on PC. Because I right now have no reason to get an Xbox One because I can get almost everything on PC at this point, or PS5.
You can play just about every Gears game on PC, I believe, right? I think with the exception of Judgment.
Yeah, and that's the only one I don't have.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Judgment's not great, but I kind of would like to have it still, just for the sake of having it. Okay.
Sorry, this is going to be a little bit of a topic switch, but what do you think about Epic Games and like all the exclusivities that they've been announcing?
Well, specify.
Because a lot of people have kind of been mad at Epic Games since now that Fortnite is pretty much like the biggest game out there, right? They're getting like really cocky, putting games like Detroit, Heavy Rain, finally on PC, but on the Epic Games Store instead of Steam.
Right. So you're saying about their store, right?
Yeah.
What's the question exactly about? I don't like it. I don't like. Well, I mean, technically, it doesn't really affect us, the consumers, so much because we go to either store and buy it technically, but it's the very factor that it's pretty much. I really don't have much of an opinion because it technically doesn't affect us so much. It's more just big company versus big company to try to make revenue realistically.
Well, like I would prefer to see it on as many stores as possible. Like then, like you have a choice. Like I can buy it on Epic or Steam or Origin or Uplay or whatever.
Yeah, my only problem is that most of them don't have as good of a. Yeah, here's actually the one issue. Most of them don't actually have a proper sales service, like the way Steam sales go up. Yeah, you don't really see that going to happen. Ubisofts are pretty okay with the fact they give free games every so often, but that's only their own games. But that's the thing. We have a little too many. At least they're free. Not like you have Netflix and all that shit. You gotta buy now. Yeah. You gotta pay for every little one just to play and watch them. Here
and like Disney Plus will be coming out soon.
Yeah. At least these are free, so it doesn't actually affect us so much. It's more what there is, except for sales. Like if a game is exclusive to the Epic Store, it doesn't have a sale, but it could have had a good sale on the Steam Store. Yeah, that's where we actually, as a consumer, do actually get hurt by that.
Well, there was a big sale on the Epic Store recently that had a huge mess with both users and developers and publishers, because they were just putting $10 off on like almost every title in that. Devs were getting pissed off because that was devaluing their games. Like a $20 game, now $10. What's going to happen on the next sale? It's going to have to be like even less, like $8 or something, and they're losing tons of money from that. So lots of devs were pulling games off the Epic Store there. Mm-hmm. And because of the way the store works, you can only buy one game at a time. You don't have a shopping cart. So people were getting their accounts flagged and blocked for possible fraud. Mm-hmm. It was a mess.
But that actually goes into the idea of the problem, that there's problems with digital downloads, actually. Yeah, because the fact that we have two stores going at once, in the sense that both are digital, you can't get a physical, and they could take away anything. No. The Epic Store, I'm not too sure about what they'll take down, what they won't, but Steam has been a store that has been pretty reliable, I would say, and not taking down too many of the games on there so far. Virtually anything is allowed to go up there. Only very few things have been taken down. But even then, there is still problems that go forward.
It is worth mentioning Steam, even if they remove something, they have yet to pull things from people's libraries. Like, they always do keep it on the server for someone that owns it. If you missed the opportunity to buy it, you can't purchase it on a new account, that's all.
Mm-hmm. Right, yeah.
I mean, they physically could take stuff away, just they never have yet.
Indeed.
And we also, we do generally see that with Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo as well.
I personally have experience with, I used to have an iPhone, once, never again, and I actually had several games that when they were taken off the store, I physically lost the ability to play them. Oh, and these were not online games, they were just downloaded and you could play them offline, but just they took it away, it wouldn't load anymore.
I've had the experience where I've changed hardware, and games that I had purchased several years ago, I can no longer play them on my newer hardware. Yeah. So I have to keep my older phone around if I want to play them again, which is ridiculous. It's the same operating system, but I can't use it on the newer hardware.
Okay, so I want to segue now, in this case, still on the same subject of digital downloads, but I made a little video recently about the fact that digital downloads are a problem. I want to show you guys this video to see what you think. So everyone, thank you very much for coming. If you want to check out further, you can check out my channel here. And as well, why don't you check out the channel for these two. Let me open it up and show it to you guys quickly here. Yes, it's right here. Their channel 2. Please check it out as well. So everyone, I'm Sasha, the Obsessive Gamer.
I'm Chris, the Stuttering Gamer.
I'm Nyghtwynd.
And thank you for coming. We'll be at more of these conventions doing them, so thank you for coming, everyone.
Thank you very much. This concludes our look at our debut panel at Anime North Toronto 2019. Overall, it was a very interesting experience. Because our panel was more of an open discussion and not a formal presentation, it wasn't really something that we could prepare for with great detail. So, having that open, direct interaction with our audience and having those random questions coming at us randomly, like about the Switch redesign and the ray tracing and the Final Fantasy VII remake and Metroid Prime 4 and Pokemon Sword and Shield and all of that stuff. It really does keep you on your toes, but I think the Obsessive Gamer handled that pretty well, and it was a new experience for me too, but I chimed in when I could. I mostly just let him run with it. He does like to talk. But yeah, I would love to know what you thought of our panel, and if you enjoyed this video, please leave me a like and a comment. I'd love to know what you thought. If you've enjoyed my videos and you want to see more of these, I would really appreciate if you subscribe. And please go check out the Obsessive Gamer's channel and Nyghtwind's channel. Both of them offer some very different content from me, and all of us together, we have a lot of content for a diverse group of tastes. So Again, thank you very much for watching. I've been the Stuttering Gamer. I've got some more videos coming very soon. Take care, and I'll see you guys later.